Russia's latest fighter jet, the Su-30SM2, now occupies the front lines of battle, carrying missions and targets that have heightened Western alertness. This newest type of combat aircraft in the Russian Armed Forces inventory has been rigorously tested since it began operations in early 2022. The Russian state arms export conglomerate Rostec has reported new details about the Su-30SM2's performance on the battlefield, enough to make India and Algeria highly likely candidates for placing orders. What does the Su-30SM2 promise? Keep your eyes on this story. The skies above the Special Military Operations Zone never sleep, but for those controlling Western-made air defense systems, they have become an endless nightmare. The latest report from TASS news agency is more than just war statistics. It is a proclamation of uncontested air supremacy. The Sukhoi Su-30SM2, a masterpiece of Russian aerospace engineering, has etched its name in the history of modern combat by destroying hundreds of enemy targets, including NATO's most prized trophy, the US-made Patriot air defense system. This aircraft does more than just fly. It has demonstrated brutal effectiveness, turning the war narrative long promoted by Western media to dust on the battlefield. For months, the Western world, with all its arrogance, praised the Patriot system as an impenetrable shield, an iron dome that would keep the skies of Ukraine safe from Moscow's airpower. Yet, the reality on the ground tells a far more honest and painful story. The claims of the Patriot's superiority are now collapsing, not due to propaganda, but from admissions by the adversary itself. Former Ukrainian Deputy Chief of Staff, General Igor Romanenko, with a tone hinting at despair, reported a sharp decline in the air defense system's performance. He revealed the shocking fact that the US Patriot system is now only capable of intercepting 6% of Russian missiles. This figure represents a tactical disaster compared to earlier assessments claiming a success rate of around 42%, a number that was, in any case, hardly impressive for such an exorbitantly priced system. This drastic decline is not a coincidence, but a direct result of the relentless evolution of Russia's military-industrial complex. Russian engineers have continuously modified and upgraded ballistic missile technology, creating projectiles that are faster, more agile, and smarter. The speed and maneuverability of Russian missiles are now at a level that leaves the Patriot's computer algorithms confused. Moreover, advances in Russian unmanned aerial systems and increasingly sophisticated electronic warfare technologies have created a digital fog that disrupts enemy detection and targeting mechanisms, often rendering Patriot radars blind before they even have a chance to spot the threat. Amid the faltering defenses of the enemy, the Patriot now faces its fate as prey for the airborne predator, the Su-30SM2. This Super Sukhoi variant embodies air superiority. It is a highly maneuverable fighter jet with top-tier performance characteristics, designed not merely to engage in combat, but to win. Imagine a scenario in which a Su-30SM2 hunts its prey. In the cockpit, a highly trained Russian pilot calmly monitors the situation through the aircraft's advanced radar, allowing it to see farther and more accurately than its adversary. This radar penetrates the chaos of the electromagnetic spectrum, locking onto the position of a Patriot battery hidden far below. The Patriot, attempting to activate its radar to detect threats, effectively signs its own death warrant. Its radar emissions are immediately detected by the Su-30SM2's passive sensors. This is where the Su-30SM2's electronic warfare superiority shines. The aircraft's self-defense systems, such as the Khibiny or its newer variants, emit powerful jamming waves, scrambling the signals received by the Patriot radar. On the Ukrainian operator's screen, a target that should be clear transforms into flickering static, digital ghosts impossible to lock onto. While the enemy struggles against electronic blindness, the Su-30SM2 performs extreme maneuvers. With thrust vectoring engines, the jet executes moves that defy the laws of physics, drastically changing direction, altitude, and speed within seconds. The Patriot's trajectory prediction algorithms, designed for conventional targets, fail completely to anticipate the aircraft's next position. Once the enemy's position is locked and its electronic defenses are crippled, the Su-30SM2 unleashes its claws. The aircraft carries a range of long-range precision weaponry. Air-to-surface missiles streak from its wings, riding enemy radar waves, or guided by precise satellite coordinates. The resulting explosions not only reduce the Patriot launcher and radar to smoldering scrap metal, but also shatter the morale of the troops relying on them. The Su-30SM2 crew returns to base victorious, while Washington is left to ponder a new reason for the failure of their expensive technology. The success of the Su-30SM2 marks a significant tactical shift. Typically, Russian fighter fleets are highly selective and limited in their ability to directly destroy enemy air defense systems, making the Russian armed forces heavily reliant on combined drone and ballistic missile strikes. We know how drones like the Duran-2 operate as pathfinders. They fly in swarms, producing distinctive noise, forcing enemy air defenses to activate and expend costly ammunition on cheap targets. Once the enemy's positions are exposed by their attempts to shoot down the drones, heavy artillery moves in to strike. Iskander-M ballistic missile systems usually act as the main executioner. With quasi-ballistic trajectories that can change mid-flight, the Iskander-M rockets move at hypersonic speeds, striking command centers, bunkers, and, of course, air defense batteries with massive warheads. Meanwhile, the Kinzhal, an air-launched hypersonic missile, becomes a terrifying threat due to its unmatched speed, leaving Western defense systems insufficient reaction time before the target is obliterated. Before the dominance of the Su-30SM2, equipped with the latest weaponry, the Russian Air Force had also deployed fighter jets armed with a limited number of Kh-31P anti-radiation missiles. Although the West often underestimated it and considered it far from cutting edge, the Kh-31P is a workhorse highly optimized for suppressing air defenses. Its main advantage lies in its phenomenal speed, exceeding Mach 3. This speed gives enemy radar operators very little time to shut down their transmitters once the missile is launched. Because of its relatively light weight, each Su-30 fighter can carry up to 6 Kh-31P missiles, turning it into a deadly flying arsenal. The missiles operate by detecting enemy radar emissions and tracking the waves back to their source for a highly precise strike, carrying a warhead weighing nearly 90 kilograms, enough to disable any radar station. However, the main challenge is the missile's relatively short range of around 130 kilometers. This limitation makes it difficult to use against long-range systems like the Patriot without putting the aircraft and its pilots at high risk. Although daring tactics, such as approaching at very low altitudes in a Su-30, could potentially enable such operations. Now, with the upgraded Su-30SM2, these risks can be minimized because of extended detection and strike ranges. Isn't that evident? Russian military technology modernization is making Ukraine and the West sweat even more. That's all for today, and thanks for watching.